Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday. Let's talk about what we're doing for our workout today. As always, we're going to start off with a warm-up. That warm-up begins with our dynamic range of motion movement. If you don't know what that is, check out the video to give you a full explanation. Once we're done with that, we're going to move on to 3 rounds of 10 glute bridges. On the glute bridge, this is where we are on the ground. You'll put your feet as close to your body as you can. Try to touch your fingertips to your heels, head on the ground, and you're going to push your hips up as high as you can. And we're going to bring it back down. Drive up as high as you can. For our more advanced athletes out there, we're going to do a one-legged glute bridge where we drive up. That puts a little bit more pressure on one side. You'll hit 5 on each side if you choose to do that. Then we're going to hit 10 kneeling presses. This is the unilateral press. We'll kneel on the ground. Whichever knee is up, the opposite arm will do the pressing. I have a kettlebell here. You can use a dumbbell, either or. If you don't have any weight today, go ahead and knock out 10 push-ups. Then we're going to hit 5 unweighted windmills. The goal here is to stretch out the hips. We're going to put our arm up over the head, push our hips back, try to touch our toe, and then come up over the top like so. 5 on each side, looking up the other way, coming down and touching. Just getting those hips moving. And then a 30-second static pistol will be on the ground. Get your leg out. So one interesting thing here, you can do some things to help you out, like hold your toe, hold your leg. You can grab a weight and hold it in position. It helps if it's a little bit heavier, but that'll keep you in a pistol position if you have a hard time with this. I like the toe grab because it creates good leverage. If you can't do that, we're going to hit a 1-minute wall sit. We're going to go through that 3 times. And then once we get done with that, we're going to hit our first piece of the workout, which is a landmine chop and press if you have a barbell. We don't play around with these much. We don't have a lot of room in the gym to do them. But since you have your own home gyms now, we'll get after it this way. A landmine chop. We're going to do, 5 sets of 10, chop plus a press with this. 5 sets of 10 on each side. So you'll straddle the weight, you'll pick it up, you'll get set, and you'll turn and press the bar up, like so. So we're working on trunk stability and pressing, and as we turn, so for the landmine chop and then the press, we'll bring it down and then press up. That's 1 rep. 1 rep. 1 rep. Cool? Once you finish that side, move to the other, pick it up, turn, and then press. Back down. A quick note on this movement. You have to dig the end of the barbell into something that keeps it leveraged. You can dig it into the back of a rack. Just beware when you come up where that plate's going to hit. I like 2 plates here. They do make a specific implement for this. That's why they call it a landmine. It looks like that, where you stick the bar into it. But this works well for what we're doing today if you have a couple of extra plates, or find a corner that you can use that'll hold it. If you don't have a barbell, grab your kettlebell or grab your dumbbell, and we're going to do what's called a cross chop. It's very similar. You turn and you press. Turn and press. 5 sets of 10 each side. Guys, we're working on different planes of movement here. That's the point of these. Once we get done with our cross chops or landmine chop and press, we're gonna do landmine squats if you have a barbell. You get it up, bring it to your back, get set in squatting position. You can leverage yourself against the plate. You have to get your feet in a comfortable position. This is gonna be a new movement for a lot of y'all. And we go down and back up. Down and back up. You can leverage yourself again against the plate. It kind of drives you forward. So find where you feel that. This is a big glute movement. Think about having your body angled back slightly for that squat. If you have a men's bar, you're gonna have a little bit better leverage because it is longer, and the collars are longer too than a 35-pound bar. Again, if you don't have a barbell, y'all are gonna do waiter squats with either a kettlebell or a dumbbell. That's where you hold it up onto your shoulder, get set. We're gonna do a 5-second countdown. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sets of 5 on each side with a 5 count down and a 5 count up. Whew. Boy, I am winded. So check it out. If we don't have any of that stuff, you can grab something off of your shelf to squat. We had someone in class the other day using dog food. That worked out really well. Use just something that has a little bit of weight. If not, just move on to that movement. You can get ready for the conditioning piece if you don't really have anything that you can work with around your house for that. But for the cross chops, again, let me grab something over here and I'll show you. It may seem silly, but it gives you something. It's Clorox, baby, right there. Boom. And all we're doing is working on trunk rotations. Same thing with the squat. Boom. Except I'm not counting for 5. Something felt a little soft there. Now let's talk about the conditioning piece. I'll leave this out because I'll demo for the bodyweight crew. We have a 5-minute AMRAP. If you have a bike or a rower, you will do a 5-minute AMRAP of 5 suitcase deadlifts on each side, 5 windmills on each side, and then 10 pull-ups if you have a pull-up bar or if you have rings set somewhere to pull. If you don't have that, we did a seated banded row the other day if you have a band right here. You don't have a band, you can grab your kettlebell. Let's do some rows, or let's do some rows on each side. Same thing with the dumbbell. We want to be pulling. That's the goal here. 5-minute AMRAP on that. Then we're going to rest 3 minutes and we're going to hit a max calorie on your bike or your rower. If you don't have a bike or a rower, you're going to do that 5-minute AMRAP, but extend it out into 10 full minutes. All right. The goal here is working on stability. That's the whole key for today. You'll notice through the landmine rotation, we're working here. Through the suitcase deadlift, we're having to stay straight on one side to counterbalance. The windmill, we're building up our obliques and our hips right through here. That's the theme for today. Feel free to drop any questions you have into the comments. I look forward to seeing how it's taken and how much fun you'll have with these new movements today for you. If you have any direct questions, feel free to shoot them out to me, Brandon at grapevinecrossfit.com. I would love to help you with them. Happy Tuesday.